Oh shit.
So I'm riding and my whole tank is on fire, my crotch is on fire. Like I'm riding like a Harley that's burning Harley.
What the? Hey Tom, how's it going?
What's happening, mate? Nice to see you, man.
Nice to meet you, man. Come on in.
Cool. Hello.
It's been a while since you've had a haircut?
It's been actually, yeah, like maybe 2 months.
2 months?
Something like that.
That's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Do you usually go that long in between haircuts?
You know, longer actually.
Longer?
Yeah.
Nice.
I just let, especially in the summer, if I'm on a coast, I just let it like be loose, you know, like
yeah,
without all the grease and stuff.
Yeah, man. Well, you end up looking like James Dean after a night of drinking, which is always a good look.
Right on.
That's what I always like to say to people, because like, I don't know, even when he was hungover and feeling like a bag of shit, he still looked better than everybody.
James Dean, if he didn't die at 27 and had lived another 25 years, maybe.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, for sure. Cool. So when you normally get a haircut, like what do you like to have done?
Kind of like 1950s kind of stuff, you know, like short hair, the sides, and long hair.
Long in the front. Do you like to have it hanging down, or do you like to have it pushed back?
Hanging down, so kind of, you know, but maybe we can grease it back for this time, whatever. Yeah.
Have it some of it back, but some of it kind of falling down, sort of like. You ever watch the movie Crybaby?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like how he always has pieces hanging down.
Yeah.
They call it like a waterfall pump.
Yeah, right.
Just where it's collapsing in the front.
Right.
That's cool.
I love your saloon. It's crazy.
I'm from Nova Scotia.
Oh, okay.
Ever been up that way?
No.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. There's no reason to go. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a great place to ride a motorcycle.
You know, I rode my motorcycle through America.
Okay.
To like Route 66, and I rode like down from LA to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And that was the longest trip I ever made. I almost lost my leg on. But,
fuck! Really?
I want to do Canada, like, you know. I mean, obviously, I won't make the whole Canada ever, but like I would like to go up.
It'd be a long trip.
Yeah. And I did it on all Harley, and it never let me down.
That's amazing. What year is it?
It was like the one I had in California was 2003, White Glide.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like crazy.
I had a Harley before I moved here, but I had to sell it because I didn't have enough room.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. A 1988 Harley Sportster.
Sportster. Oh. Now I have 86 Evolution, the one I have here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Evas are cool engines.
I love the
They're old school, yeah.
They're bulletproof, man. You can
Exactly.
beat the piss out of them, and they're fine.
And they didn't have the rubber mount, you know.
No.
So they still shake and rattle like they should.
Yeah, exactly. No, mine wasn't rubber mounted. Mine was chopped up, a raked front end.
Oh, really? Wow.
I like old, like 70s style.
Oh, yeah,
choppers.
nice.
That's always my.
Also, did you change the fork as well, or?
Yeah.
Which fork you put?
Well, I don't really remember.
But it was something more.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy raked, but it was raked enough.
Sweet.
And then a shortened rear end as well.
Yeah, nice.
We just went from there.
Yeah, I lowered my White Glide as well. You know how Dynas usually like have a
pretty high.
Yeah. My ones look like a soft tail. It was really low.
Yeah. So I had shortened up my rear end as well, shrunk it. We put slammed shocks on it.
Oh yeah, okay.
It just looked so much better.
Oh, exactly. I mean, yeah, maybe it's not easy to ride it, like, you know, but I don't ride a sports bike, so you know what I mean. It's a Harley, man.
Yeah. I found it easier to ride, honestly, because I'm not that tall, man.
Same here. You know, we are perfect size for Harleys.
Yeah.
Because the guys taller than us, they get a problem because they always look too tall on them.
That's it.
Harleys look like a toy. That's the only time where you feel good that you're not too tall.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to feel like I'm going over a fucking fence when I'm getting on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be able to do that all the time.
Right.
What I love about Sportsters is they're like the Mr. Potato Head of bikes. There's just so much you can do to them, so much aftermarket, like.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you can make Sportster look like any motorcycle you want.
Exactly.
From cafe racer to like Barber to choppers.
Yep.
You can do anything. I saw a beautiful one. I thought it was like a fat boy, and it was a Sportster. You know, I did the same thing to my Super Glide.
Oh yeah.
In Belgrade, I had the Super Glide, which that was my first Harley. Okay. And a friend of mine put a night train fork, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's much chubbier, you know, like wider and because I don't like those thin skin forks. They make it look like a Japanese bike.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the first thing I would want to change on those. You know, so. And now I got a Heritage Softail, which is closest to what I like. You know, like I would like to have a Springer actually. The, 1950s look. You know, like with the.
No, exactly.
Fork,
they had in the 50s too. Everything was really chunky looking.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you had the big.
The forks, the bags, everything.
Everything was just chunky.
Yeah.
I saw your bike there. It's all blacked out, right?
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the ape hangers.
With apes, yeah. I mean, now I'm. You know, it was. Yeah, in California and America, I had the apes. And it's funny how, they keep you fit. That's another thing, because you have to keep your arms up, man.
Exactly.
But it's for me.
But they're pretty comfortable, though. I've ridden a Dyna with apes.
Yeah.
And it was just my buddy's bike.
Yeah.
And I had never ridden one before.
Right.
And
People
was
think
like, it's uncomfortable. Your arms are going to go numb, stuff like that. But it's quite comfortable.
It's comfy.
Turning is like corners are pretty. I'd say almost easier.
Exactly.
I usually have a fairly aggressive riding stance where I like to be like this.
Right.
It's just good for lane splitting and just fun look. But
it's you know what? Oh yeah, the small ones. I like those, like a 70s look. Like, yeah. The thing is I had the Bitwell apes on my old Harley.
Okay.
They were like that, and then the ones I have here, they're 16-inch, I think, or 18. No, 16. But because it's very low, they feel even higher, you know.
Yeah.
And I just rode it from Quebec City to here.
Okay.
After like a year of not riding at all. And
How
then
was
I
that?
and it was freezing, man. It was just hardly made it. It's dying.
Riding when you're cold is the worst, man. You try to tuck your knees in as close to your engine block as you possibly can just to warm up. And you have one hand sitting on the engine just like this while you're waiting.
True, yeah.
But it still doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Like a cruise control and the whole shebang. But I still froze to that because I didn't have my equipment, you know. I didn't bring anything from Croatia.
Oh, so you just have like a fucking hoodie and a jacket.
Exactly. That's it. And I bought like a helmet, which is like a German
oh my God! Yeah.
Open face and that was a terrible ride, man.
I had to ride to my father's wedding. This was a number of years ago, but it was in September and it was cold as fuck. I left and it was 10 degrees. So 10 degrees on the highway might as well be like minus 10. And I was shaking uncontrollably. I had to stop at a Tim Hortons when I got closer to town and just grab a coffee. And I didn't even drink the fucking thing. I just hold it.
Yeah.
Stop. I was like,
it's unbelievable how important these stops are.
After that, I knew why every biker was always at Tim Hortons. So you're not there for the coffee. You're there for the fucking $2 hand warmer.
Exactly. I would take a hot chocolate and put a lot of sugar, just to kind of give me like a rush, you know, and a bit of a warm.
Keep you going. Yeah. 100%, man.
And then you're like, okay, I can do it.
You're good. You're good.
Because I was in those sneakers as well. I didn't have a boots, nothing.
Shit.
And night was falling. I was like, oh man, another 50 miles. Okay, I mean.
That's it. Only 50. We're good. You're just convincing yourself you're gonna make it.
Right. And especially after California, I came to the coldest place after living 4 years in the warmest place. It's riding there. And you easily get used to it, you know.
It means you're in a t-shirt, no problem.
Yeah. In January, you were in t-shirts riding, maybe you put a sweater or a leather jacket for the evening, and then I came to Quebec City last year, and it was like minus 30 in the winter.
Yeah.
Oh man, it took a while to get used to it.
Won't be riding in January here. Winter is a time to do maintenance or modification or stuff like that, paint, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy how expensive it is here to ride a motorcycle versus where I'm from.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like it's for to get your plates to register your bike, it's $40 a year.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God! So how many months a year you can ride it?
Like 5 or 6, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's almost similar.
I rode my bike. What was it? December 14th to take it to go put it in storage. And that was fucking stupid. I almost ended up with frostbite on my hands. Jeez. It started snowing and I was going across the bridge. I had an hour ride. I was like, oh, fine. I'll put a bunch of layers on. But I went across the bridge and I had the toll in my pocket of my jacket. And that was the only thing in my pocket. And I put my hands in to go grab it. I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
So I pulled out, I just did the motion of grabbing, but I couldn't feel it. I'm like, oh, I got my, okay, cool, it's there. And that's when I was like, I still have like 40 minutes to go. This is not good.
In one time, I don't know, it was in Switzerland or something, I was riding and my tears would start falling down. I didn't have glasses and they would freeze.
Oh my God.
So I had like frozen tears around my eyes.
That's pretty badass sounding though.
Yeah, but I was much younger. I was in my early 20s, so I didn't care,
Yeah.
Now I would probably just like give up.
Fuck that.
Yeah. It's funny how as tough, you can notice by riding a motorcycle. Just like,
it's not that you're not as tough, as you're not as dumb.
You're not as dumb as well, yeah.
We're smarter than we once were.
True,
we learned from
true.
all of the fun we had. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Like when I almost lost my leg in California on that trip, I put a T-shirt. That was the dumbest thing I've ever done. I put a T-shirt underneath the tank, in between the engine, because I didn't have where to put it. I just put it underneath to go home. So I was riding, and it got on fire because it was so hot.
Oh shit!
So I'm riding, and my whole tank is on fire. My crotch is on fire. Like I'm riding like a Harley that's burning Harley.
What the fuck?
I mean, I could picture that in my mind. And
Dude,
the balls riding or something.
Yeah. Instead of Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, exactly. I literally, and so people on the highway was like, what the fuck? So the only thing I had was a bandana. So I took bandana off, and I'm hitting
Bat out the flames.
Yes.
Yeah.
And while I'm doing that, I fall. I crash.
Oh, fuck.
And the Harley fall on top of me, man. And so it's a burning Harley on top of me.
Oh, my God.
So nobody dares to come close to. So yeah, somehow, and then the Harley ended up piercing my cuff on my leg. So that was terrible, like 17 stitches and like.
Hey, you're lucky.
Yeah. I was lucky because they
still riding.
Yeah, I know. So after that, I'm really like.
That's the craziest road story I've heard.
Yeah.
And the one I thought was the craziest is a friend of mine. He's a tattoo artist back home named Ethan.
Right.
So he rode his Sportster from Vancouver to Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Wow.
Which is a long ride for a fucking Sportster.
Yeah.
He took breaks, in and around. It wasn't a solid ride. But he fucking fell asleep while riding outside of Toronto.
Happened to me in San Diego, yeah.
And but he didn't crash. He just woke up when he hit the rumble strip. 3 lanes.
Same here.
That's man.
I woke up. I'm hitting the how do you call it?
The rumble strip.
On the highway. The
end of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I hit. And I opened my eyes and I tried to stay on. It was a highway.
Yeah.
And I managed to remain.
That's fucking
wiggle
crazy.
my way off.
All right.
And it was a rush hour. People on the middle of the highway.
That's fucking.
In San Diego, I was just entering city, riding from LA, and after that, I was just like thankful to be alive. I just I'll never do this again. I'll sleep. Have some sleep.
That's nuts. Well, I'm glad to hear somebody else had done it. It wasn't just him. I mean, I can see how it's possible for sure, but.
And then people say, "Are you still riding after all this thing?" That's hard to explain to people who don't ride. But
well, because it's not. I don't know. Riding a motorcycle is not like riding any vehicle.
It's therapy.
Absolutely, it's so many different things. Like when you get on a motorcycle, you don't necessarily have a destination. You'll ride 10 kilometers for milk. But when you get in a car or a truck, it's like, okay, I got to go to the mall, I got to go do this, I got to do that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But on a motorcycle, you don't feel the change of temperature, the different smells, the heat temperature change.
Totally, everything.
You go past the ocean, like I would drive past the ocean all the time, and it would be like, all right, get ready, it's going to get cold.
Yeah.
And then you go up into a valley, and all of a sudden you're sweating bullets, and you're like, okay, I've only drove 10 minutes, and I went from freezing to boiling.
It's much more than just driving.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
That's what I really love about it.
It's inspiring somehow, and it kind of adjusts your mood as well.
Oh, big time. Big time.
You forget about some stupid little troubles that you have.
That's it.
Going on.
Absolutely.
That's where it comes.
It's like therapy.
It is.
100%. I will say this, I've never driven a car or a truck with a shit-eating grin on my face. But I have driven my motorcycle so many times where I always have a full face. So, but I'm just smiling like a fucking goof, like a kid in a candy shop. I'm just so happy. And I've never had that with anything except for a motorcycle.
Yeah.
People are like, why do you do it? You know, it's raining or whatever.
Yeah, like it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it's just, you get it or you don't get it.
I learned to ride in the rain because I lived in London for 12 years.
Okay, yeah, you did.
And I had a Triumph there, you know, because I
Makes
just,
sense.
Yeah, and so people think like, London rain and stuff. I kind of got used to the weather over there because it's never too cold, you know.
Yeah.
Because of the Gulf Stream, it's always like you never go below 0 Celsius.
Yeah.
In the winter, so it's like, and it rains, but they get bikers, you know. They got Ace Cafe and all the biker culture there is, it's gonna like. So I don't know. I learned how to ride in the rain. It's not that hard. Of
You
course.
just have to know what's going to happen or what can happen.
Just be
you're
slow.
not taking quick corners. You're not.
And you brake differently. And
Yep. Yeah. You don't. Gradual. And
Use the rear brake a bit more. And
it's just like biking, learning how to bike in spring. You know, once you're taking your bike out, you still have all the leaves on the ground. So if you hit those corners, like you're going to hit the ground.
True.
You're not going to take the corner.
One time I was so stupid with speaking of that. It was autumn in London, and I put this, you know, the lock, disc lock.
Yep.
I put in a front wheel, and I was showing off. I don't know, it was somebody. I was showing off, like I was just sitting on my Triumph. I'm gonna start it looking all cool, and I started, and I forgot to unlock it. It just smashed straight away.
Fuck.
It looks so dumb. I'm like,
I remember when I got my second bike, it was like a Honda Shadow.
Oh, Honda Shadow.
And it was, I went from having a 200 Suzuki Marauder to like a
500.
No, it was 600. No, more than that.
650 or
650.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this Honda Shadow like was huge compared to my Suzuki Marauder.
Because they made them look really massive. Yeah.
They do. They look like a big fucking couch. Like they're too big. But anyway, and I got this bike and I'm in the parking lot. I picked it up from a guy, and I'm like, all right, man, let's go. This is a lot of bike. And then dropped it immediately, right with a bunch of cars around me.
Shit.
I was so embarrassed. I did no damage to the bike. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
But I felt like such a fucking idiot. Like, it's just part of riding. You get used to it.
Yeah.
Where I come from, there's a lot of hills and stuff like that. So
that was good learning curve.
Yeah.
Like I remember my first motorcycle ever was a BMW from 1953.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but
like BMW, you know, like 50s, the one with looked like a German ones from.
Yeah.
And I bought it from some Roma guy, gypsies back home, like really cheap, you know, like it didn't have any papers. I didn't even ask for them. I was 17. I just put some money on side somehow. I sold the guitar and sold this and that.
Yeah, you make it work.
Yeah. And I was supposed to go to school. I was actually sanding the bike every day from my friend's house. And when it was ready, my friend completely fixed it, and it was cream color because I had enough money just to buy. I came to the paint shop. I said, "This is how much money I had," and it was only the cream. So I BMW in cream.
That's still a cool color.
It looked really nice, yeah. And the first day, I'm calling my ex-girlfriend. I said, "Come in front of your house just to see something." And she's coming, and I'm looking myself in every single window. I'm riding like it's all douche, you know.
Yeah.
And next thing I'm under the truck, bang! The first day on a bike, man. But that taught me a lesson, you know. So I always look straight since then, you know.
Yep.
So.
Look where you want to go, and you'll go there.
Crazy.
Or look where you don't want to go, and you'll still go there.
Yeah. I never carry my guitar on a bike.
Yeah.
Most of, like, especially if it's expensive, like a Gretsch or something.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, is yours a Gretsch?
This is a White Falcon, yeah.
Okay. I play guitar as well.
Really? Okay.
Guitar and banjo.
Nice. Do you have a band or?
No. I used to when I was younger, but now I am a barber. I just play music just so I don't kill people at the end of the day, you know? Music's always been for myself, and when I realized I was going to practice and stuff like that, and it was starting to stress me out, that's when I was like, no. Music is not a stressor. Yeah, music is to make life not stressful.
Yep.
So that's when I was like, okay, I gotta stop this. But.
Yeah. It's hard to have it as a job these days, since internet kicked in.
100%. Exactly what we're doing here right now. You know what I mean? Like I managed to come on as like co-owner of Dillinger's, and so we've been doing a lot of work just for the brand and everything, and just trying to have as much fun as possible.
Nice.
But like it will eat up all of your time at this, you know. So but it's worth it. I'm happy.
Of course
it's great. Like I would not want to do it. It's what I love to do.
Well, I mean, if you do what you love, you don't
Never
work a day in your life.
That's it.
I mean, if it wasn't for like, you know, like TV stuff and some cinema and stuff, like doing music for that, I would probably die. I'll probably have to do something else. And like everything changed. And I remember the days when we used to sell CDs and records, and that was happy days.
Yep.
We used to go on tours, like 45, 50-day tours when I was in UK. And it didn't happen for a while. For a while.
So what, you play in a band?
I play with different people in bands. I play double bass as well.
Oh shit, no way.
Yeah.
So I would imagine you play a lot of rockabilly, a lot of...
Yeah, but I do also like some gypsy swing, and a lot of like cinematic stuff, you know. We did a song for Johnny Depp's film. There was Oscar nominated as well with the jazz harpist girl. She plays the jazz harp, and Johnny Depp did a movie about a painter, Ralph Steadman. So we did a song.
Ralph Steadman.
Well, we did a song for that movie called "For No Good Reason."
Oh, okay, I don't know.
Johnny Depp he did a movie.
It
about
makes sense because he's been Hunter S. Thompson and Ralph
exactly.
Steadman.
Well, he's in a movie as well, and so we did a song, and it ended up being also nominated for Oscars. And
oh fuck, good for you.
And then some other stuff. And we have a song in Sons of Anarchy, and
nice.
And this,
fitting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. Well, not we. It's the band I used to play with in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, Sons of Anarchy, man. Like, it was a great show, but it made so many fucking douchey bikers.
Totally,
There's people back home that wear vests, but they're SOA vests. And
I saw the other day somebody that was.
I was like, come on, man. Like, that's not cool. You can't do that. I've seen people try to sell them on like Facebook and shit. I'm like, no, good fucking luck with that. Like, make your own. That's what being a biker's all about.
Know, right? Yeah.
You have your own world.
Too many copycats. Just like,
but not enough inspiration. I don't know what it fucking is, but it's something.
Yeah, people get a wrong idea about it, you know.
Yep. You got great hair, man.
Thanks, man.
You do.
Cheers.
A lot of people always want to shave their head, right? Like, and that's fine. True. You can do whatever you want. They want it super short, but just being able to have some kind of push back, and then it all just works together. Like, it's timeless.
It's true.
It's fucking easy to style.
Totally, it's true. I mean, I like the fact that it's straight, at least, you know. So I can kind of,
no problems there.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I've done it already, but I put a little bit of texture in your hair.
Yeah, I can tell.
So it's not so perfect looking. And when it's down, it's going to have more attitude.
Yeah.
It's just going to be more badass, basically.
Totally.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to blow dry it now, and then I'm going to finish everything once it's dry, because this is just sort of like the blueprint of a haircut.
I like it. Cool.
Good, because that's really all that matters, man. If you're like, I fucking hate this, I'm like, oh shit. Becoming a barber here in Quebec has been pretty difficult, to say the least. So, but as soon as I got here, everything just fell into place, made sense, and
you start feeling at home.
Yeah, that's it, man. Every day.
Yeah, good.
I have 2 homes now here, and the other one.
I understand that, man. You can identify with it totally. I can tell I have more than 2. But
by the sounds of things, you got them all over the fucking place.
In the 90s, when the war started, I was living in Belgrade, in Serbia. But then the war started, and I managed to escape with my band to Switzerland.
Wow!
Instead of getting drafted, you know, like we were just teenagers, and the fuckers wanted to take us to the war, and we were like, no, fuck that.
We're good.
Yeah, we had guitars, you know, so we preferred to play music.
Those are your weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah,
tasty riffs.
Yeah, and we managed to do it, to escape.
Good.
2 days prior to the borders getting closed. You know?
Wow, so, man, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So that saved my life. Like rock and roll saved my life.
Quite literally.
Yeah. A lot of people died. A lot of friends. Nobody wanted to shoot anyone. I mean, no. At least from the people from the city. You know, like why would you want to kill somebody who's the same like you? You know, like.
Well, that's it, man. None of that shit makes any sense anymore. It's like
it's wilderness, man.
Back then, it may be sure, but people are too kind of. Open-minded these days. I've always said, like, if you're going to create a war, but take the 2 people who oppose each other and let them play fucking video games or something. You know what I mean? We have these. Like, we don't need to spend billions of dollars. And you don't need to kill billions of people.
Yeah.
All because 2 assholes don't agree with each other. Or put them in a boxing ring.
Exactly.
I'd pay to see that.
It's the ignorance, and it's often the parents who poison their kids and keep telling them about the fucking differences and glorifying their own shit, you know, the nationalism and all that crap.
Like, everybody is the same.
Of course, we are earthlings, man. It's you know, when aliens come down, they're probably different. You know,
maybe, but like, we can learn
you never know. We can learn.
I'd love to meet some aliens.
Me too.
Sick as fuck. You ever watch that movie, Paul?
Which one?
Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I love
meet a
it.
pot smoking alien. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, totally.
I would
That's
love
exactly
that.
the story. It was like, yeah. But you know, I mean, you would think that something changed. That was like the 21st century, almost the 90s, where we had a war back home. And now the Ukraine and Russia, and it's the same narrative almost. You know,
yeah.
So,
We're right, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so. That's a bad one. We don't want to talk about the war.
No,
That,
it's talked about enough.
yeah.
Fuck.
And also, I don't want to talk much about it because I have no clue what's really going on. So,
Well,
you know,
neither do I,
I
as
don't
a
have a
Canadian
right
over
to,
here,
yeah, to make my judgments on that, you know. But
We only know what we see.
exactly. Yeah.
That's not concrete
No matter how many
information.
channels you watch, how much you think you're informed,
Yep, you're not.
you're not there, man. You don't feel what these people are feeling. So,
What's I say? Like, you know, you wake up and you make a coffee in the morning. You don't wake
Yeah.
up and make sure our fucking AK is loaded.
yeah. And especially because I've been through it myself.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I sensed it, and I lost friends, and my childhood, my whole life was marked because of it. So it's fucking unbelievable. It's happening in this day and age, you know, still like,
Yep.
on
No.
that level. You know?
Well, you turned out all right by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Lucky enough, man. Like, thank God for guitars.
Oh, I completely agree. Music and barbering probably saved
Right
my
on,
life.
man. Yeah, and your job is like really blunt blossing now. How do you say blunt?
Yeah.
You guys are like I mean, we have a similar shop back in Zagreb, in Croatia.
Okay.
Very similar, and in London I see quite nice shops. You know, very rock and roll and a lot of beers. And
Yep. Well, that's the beauty of it, right? Like barbering is sort of the same everywhere. We all just same as music. Music's the same everywhere, but we do it slightly
You
differently.
have variations,
And
and
exactly.
you have your own touch. And,
Yep. You know, rock and roll is not just one genre. It's many different
course.
kinds of
Yeah.
genre.
And there's no rules, you know.
Well, that's it.
You can. It's there to
That's the
break
whole
it.
point of rock and roll, man. You do
Yeah.
what the fuck you want,
Yeah.
not what everybody
Yeah.
wants you to do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's why I never wanted to fit into one particular thing. As much as I like 50s and 60s and stuff, you know, I hated the rules. You know, like somebody says, "Oh, you shouldn't do this because it hasn't been done in the 50s." So what, man? I don't live in the 50s.
Exactly.
You know, I like influence, but you know, as long as you put something.
that's the
in your own
finest
stuff.
form of respect, though, right? Like
Totally.
you're not copying it. You're making it your own.
Yes, you got a foundation there. Something
Yeah.
that you built.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then since internet, you know, as much as it gave chances to people, it took away because
Oh,
too
it
much
took
trash.
away so much. Yeah.
So much trash came piled up as well.
Put people in their own boxes and they
Yeah.
couldn't get out.
Yeah, because I love, you know, you have to go out, you have to socialize.
That's it.
Look for deals, hassle.
Yep.
You know,
But also get
that's your
connected
job.
with people, like real
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
For the kind of like the same reason why you're here, man. Like
Yeah.
you can talk all day online, but like it just doesn't have the same as it would. I don't know, when you shake somebody's hand and
Of course. The human touch.
Yeah.
I don't know, I have a really love-hate, but more hate relationship towards internet.
Yep.
I sound like a grandpa often.
no, me too
But
though. Honestly,
I'm
like
like really like radical when it comes to it. I wish I could reverse the time, like
Yeah.
press rewind, you know, and
I
go
love
back.
it, and yeah, I also hate it. It's
Yeah, I know. Because it didn't make people less ignorant. That's for damn sure.
It made them more.
Yeah,
It made them fucking more. You have all the
So
information in the world. You
yeah.
just got dumber.
Yeah.
So how the fuck did you manage that?
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, man, you just don't be a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Like that's what
Exactly.
everybody needs to learn. You're
True.
not always
True.
right. You could be wrong, and don't
True.
be a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been alive for 37 years, and what that's taught me is one person's normal is another person's crazy, and that's okay.
Yeah. And also, what's crazy, you know, to people, you know, like the more I travel, the more, you know, like the more I prepare for these compromises, but you know, I listen to people much more, you know.
Yeah.
Because, like if you travel a lot, you kind of more able to understand differences and to appreciate other cultures. And I don't know, like I didn't know that it's going to be such a big difference just from Quebec City to Montreal, for example.
Oh, huge.
You know, or for example, going from LA to San Francisco. You know, it's just this tiny. I was thinking that's not the same. You know, when I used to before I got here.
Yeah.
Or from London to, let's say, Northern Ireland, you know? Like,
I'm sure that's
it's
a big
huge,
difference.
like, yeah.
I lived in Vancouver for a really long time, and
Compared to Montreal, how do you see Vancouver? When it comes to arts and music, film, is it like...
it's not as good. It's still good, but I feel like Montreal has more art, more music,
Yeah.
more culture and lifestyle.
Yeah.
Where Vancouver, maybe at once, and it still has some cool stuff, but a lot of people are leaving.
Right.
Because they just can't afford it anymore.
It's getting too expensive, right?
Like the punk scene, the rock scene, like, you know, we're not made of money. You know what I mean? We live with DIY and
Totally, yeah.
through our friends and people that we meet. So to do that in these cities is becoming harder and harder.
Right.
But it seems to be very alive here still in Montreal.
So do you speak French?
I'm learning. So I speak a little bit. I speak more than when I moved here because I knew oui, bonjour, merci, and tabarnak.
Tabarnak.
And that's it. So, yeah, the Anglo starter pack. Oui, bonjour, merci, tabarnak.
There you go. It's like the package, the first.
Yeah. But man, God, it's a fucking complex language.
It is.
Living here now for this long, and like the more that I learn, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like.
I know. I'm good with languages, and I learned a few, but French, I'm still a bit like,
It's hard.
It is hard.
What I did with this is I kind of molded it to the shape of your skull and what your hair wants me to do. Right. I know in these corners here, if it's too short, your hair is going to jump up like that.
Right.
So you leave it longer in these corners.
Yes.
So you can kind of just
so it doesn't
push everything
stick
back.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
But you have this up top to sort of it can hang down.
I like it. It's great, man. Great job.
Do you want me to just leave it like that? Nothing in it?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. That's the one good thing about Montreal, though, man. Like, there is no shortage of damn good food.
It's true. You got this European influence, French. I mean, you guys are French. I mean,
the people here, yes.
Yeah. So the food is much better. The choice is much better than in the States. Or,
Absolutely. Well, especially where I come from. Like,
I can imagine.
You're very, very limited. There's still really good food in Halifax, for sure.
Right.
But, you know, here it's you'll spend your whole life here and you won't get to all of them.
Yes.
In Halifax, you'll get to them all in one weekend.
I was surprised at how much Italian, for example, how much good or French good cheeses they have here, like Caprice de Dieu, Roquefort, Camembert. They're like real French stuff, you know. Like.
Exactly. These belong to you.
Thank you, buddy. Well, that's great, man. I feel like a brand new man.
You look like one too. So we'll just do one with you kind of like right in the doorway here.
Okay.
It's a nice frame for everything.
Should I come like this?
Oh yeah.
Julio.
I'm just gonna get a close up because we might as well actually take a picture of the haircut. Wonderful.
Julio.
Thank you very much.
Name again. Sorry.
Cory.
Cory. Nice, lovely guys to meet you, and thanks for everything. Cool. Take care, guys.